Oh, and I'm live. Hey, what's up, y'all? Options class tonight. Getting together, getting some cocktails, drinking some vodka, talking options, and what may or may not happen for tomorrow. Surprising August. For the last 20-something years, August has been a pretty dead month. Specifically today, a dead day. But there was 1,000 things going on. Probably forgot to mention the auto desk trade, but I want to say there's a couple of different things. If you heard me on the radio show on the Ben Zinga program, I think it was Wednesday morning, going on and on about how bearish I was. I hope you caught the end part of the statement. I'm not stupid enough to short anything. I'm bearish, meaning I'm on the sideline. So if the market goes up, I'm not going to be a part of it, but I don't need to be a part of it because I'm trading every day. And I don't even trade that often, but the trades that I do generally work because I'm trading the same exact setup. And I'd like to show you the 4 or 5 trades that we did tonight. I appreciate everybody been coming back. I even got guys coming back to me from 2007. My man, you know who I'm talking about. And you know who I'm talking about tonight. I'm not going to mention him by name, but nice conversation. And again, I know this isn't for everybody, okay? But if you could spend 2 hours every morning with me, that's optimal. But if you can't, it's nights like this where I get together with my members and I just give them a little heads up on what to be looking out for tomorrow, what options that they could play. And, also, if you don't know anything about options, I give you little tidbits of information. Again, I'm not going to go into a full options class for, 2 or 3 hours today and talk about the theta, beta, I omega, and lambda, and omega moves and all that stuff. But I will touch upon what you should be doing. For instance, again, if you're looking to play the stock tomorrow, instead of buying the stock, you buy the option. So why would you go out 3 months, 2 points out of the money when you're just trying to trade the stock for the day? You want to go at the money closer to expiration. A lot of people don't realize they feel that they are more comfortable going out there, like just in case. But who cares what happens 3 months from now? Nobody knows. But Jimmy, by the way, did you see what happened to Yex? This stock stinks. Man, did I get that one wrong? I was looking at my old portfolio. Other than my portfolio from 20 years ago, which was insane, there was a time where I had the QQQ, Adobe, and Costco. Those are my stocks. I had the QQQ, which probably had Adobe in there anyway, but I had Adobe because to me that was a monopoly. I was big into editing, and they were the #1 editor. Plus, they were all that flash that they were taking over the internet. But there was an analyst, I remember, and we were up 50% on our position, and got downgraded one day. It was down like 12%, and this guy's going on and on and on about how Apple's going to crush Flash, and they're not going to make it. Adobe might go out of business. I was like, I don't think they're going to go out of business, but you know what? We're up on it. And that was about 220 points ago. Same thing for Costco. Every time I go to Costco, I spend $300. So I was like, you know what? I might as well buy stock in the company. And, we were in from the 30s and the 40s. We got out around 65. And I can't believe that's a $300 stock right now. I'm talking about a long time ago. But my last 15 investments, all losses. Every single one. Not to go back. We don't have to even go back that far. Alibaba, Yext, even that Uber trade wound up going wrong. Even the AMD blew that. The PCG, the Penson, Walter Energy, dry ships. It goes on and on and on. So again, it's taken me all this time to realize. I've realized in the past that the only thing I should be doing is trading. And a day like this is very, very frustrating when you leave 7 or 8, 9, 12, 15 points on the table. Autodesk, we made $1 in the trade, and it wound up going up 8 more. Then there was Ali today, made a whopping 50 cents on it after losing 2 points. I made 50 cents back, and then wound up going up 4 points after us. Again, basically every trade I did today was, no matter whether I made or lost, went much more after I got out. It was kind of a heartbreaking day. It's sickening when that happens, or it happens on every trade. But tomorrow, going to be a shortened day. I don't care what happens. But what I'll be doing tonight is talking about the option plays on the stocks that reported. So we'll be talking about Ulta, ULTA getting hammered. We'll talk about Ali. Ali was the one that only has monthly, so we're not really going to be looking at it. But I like the way it found support. We'll see if that support holds up tomorrow. And then you got Best Buy and Bed Bath & Beyond, because Bed Bath & Beyond was in play for on a takeover rumor. Obviously, AMBA out of control. DLTR was phenomenal today, except we all screwed it up because it just wouldn't go down when we were short. And then it finally went down and we were fed up. And then there was ENPH, which I was short. And again, I only had a swing trade on for like 20 shares just to keep it on. So I remember, because I go through so many stocks and I'll just tend to forget. I liked that chart. I saw a dollar stock that's at $35, immediately wanted to short it, but I read into the company. Probably not the best idea to stay short in that stock, but today, phenomenal. You know, the blow off top led into the engulfing candle, and then you got right down to 30 where there was massive support. I was looking to see if it broke 30 one more time. Couldn't break it. Got long the EMPH at 30.15, and I sold it at 30.35, and then that went up a dollar into the close. So it was kind of one of those sickening days. Even the ULTA, if you know anything about percentages, okay, when a stock's down 13%, generally, because the algorithms run this whole thing, if it's down 13, look for it to get down 15%. If it breaks that 15% threshold, generally you're looking for a 20% fall. At 20%, the buy algorithms generally kick in. And if they don't, then the stock's down 25, 30%. And again, Ulta, obviously, everybody knows this company. They're everywhere now. One bad quarter, whatever, stock was down 20%. So we stepped in, picked it up. Really nice price, $264 on that smackdown, and sold it at $265 and $266, and obviously I saw it rip to $271 after I left. So it was one of those days. But again, that's why I'm almost to the point where I don't want to do this, because I don't like having days like this, and it bothers me, and it still bothers me that I can look at all these trades. And I'm like, wow, this should have been a 10 grand day, and I'm sitting here making squadoosh. But if I could help you guys and everybody joins the class and this becomes a real thing, I'll sit here and talk for the rest of my life and help you guys as much as I possibly can. So tonight, it's usually members only. Just send me an email so I know who you are. thewarlock@hitthebid.com. 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 Name, phone number, and say something nice about my glasses, and I'll send you the password. You come hang out with us tonight and join me tomorrow for a couple more days, and then it's Labor Day weekend. And then if you want, stick around for another week. I'm doing a class on the 7th for 5 hours. And then if you decide you want to take the class, obviously you get another month, blah, 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 all that stuff. Also, by the way, I've been trolling, I'll admit, not being a mean guy about it, not really trolling, but there's a lot of people doing live stock trading on the internet. I sat in one guy's room for 2.5 hours. They did not mention anything about trading. I mean, they mentioned a lot of stocks, a lot of stuff. Not one mention of a setup, not one mention of a play, nothing. And again, I had a couple of friends in there with me, and they politely said, "So what do you guys look at to try to make money?" And the guy was just totally like, "Oh yeah, we don't make money in here. We just get together and just, shoot the shit. Yeah, we have no idea what we're doing." I'm like, "Why are you being sarcastic?" The guy asked a specific question. What do you guys look for in your setups? What are we doing here? And the guy had no answer. "Oh, well, blah, 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 blah." And he's pressing the horn, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? There was 1,200 people watching. I bust my balls every day, giving out 4 out of 5 winners every day. I got 45, 50 people. I got 9 of you guys hanging out right now. I'm like a dinosaur at this point. So again, help me start a war with all these guys. But what I do right now, again, I will do this again, and every time I make a video now, wherever you are, challenge me. I challenge you to outtrade me. I'll put $10,000 up if you can beat me. If you can beat me in a trading contest, day trading only, none of your fucking illiquid bullshit stocks, real trading, real time, real stocks. And if you're too nervous, we'll make it. We could do a simulated paper trading kind of thing. If you don't want to go real, I'll still beat you. We'll start with a 50,000 buying power. I'll kick your ass, no matter who you are. So if you want to take up the battle, I know it's a lose-lose situation because after I'm done kicking your ass, then what? Then what? It just proves that you know nothing. Again, I know nothing. I just follow the charts. But there's guys out there, and again, the whole reason I started doing these YouTube videos was to tear into these guys on television trying to sell you how smart they are. If they were so smart, they wouldn't be spending $5 million marketing to try to find some suckers to join them. They would be doing what I do. They would do what I do. Put up or shut up. Like the Tim Sykes Challenge. Ever tell you about the Tim Sykes Challenge? The Tim Sykes Challenge. I get an email or a phone call every 6 months because I'm on the list or whatever. They ask me if I want to take the Tim Sykes Challenge. Ooh, the Tim Sykes Challenge. What is it? Well, give us $6,500 and Tim will show you how to trade. I'm like, where's the challenge? I don't understand what the challenge is. Then I said, here, I have an idea. Why don't you give me free access to what you do for 2, maybe 3 weeks? You want $6,500 for me to take the challenge. I don't even know what the challenge is. You're challenging me to give you my money for nothing, right? Why don't you show me what you do? Prove to me that it's worth $6,500 and I'll give you $10,000. I will give you more money if you let me in and prove to me that you're worth it. And the guy said no. So every time they call me for the Tim Sykes Challenge, I challenge them and I give them even more money. I was like, I'll give you 20 grand, $20,000 if you can prove to me that you know what you're talking about. Not once did anybody say, oh, you know what? Maybe that does sound like a pretty good idea. Maybe let me get in touch with Tim. Oh, that's because Tim never comes to the chat room. Oh, that's because he doesn't actually trade anymore. All he does is make commercials about his bar mitzvah money that he turned into $3 million. Yeah. We heard the story already. But if you're so awesome, show me what you do. Show me what you do, buddy. Show me what you do. I'll give you $50,000. Show me that you can make me money, and I'll give you it. I'll give you 80% of all my money. I'll give you 80% of all my winnings if you could show me something that works all the time or most of the time or something that's at least worth my money. Nobody wants to take that challenge. Nobody. So again, I call shenanigans. I call shenanigans on it all. No one's taking me up on my challenge. Nobody wants to take my money. Nobody wants to let me into that room for free. I go into other chat rooms. I ask simple questions. When I was in the Jason Bond room, I asked one simple question. Do you only trade low cap stocks that are easily manipulated? So I immediately got banned from the Jason Bond room because I used the word low cap and manipulated. So he immediately assumed that I was saying that he's manipulating the stocks. And when all I said was, do you only trade stocks with low floats that are easily manipulated? Because I don't trade those stocks. If you got a stock that trades 12,000 shares on the day, you got some players out there that are going to manipulate that stock and do what they want with it. I wasn't implying that it was Jason Bond, but oh no, that's a crazy question. You're banned. I can't even get into the room. My IP address is banned. So that's the kind of shit that you got to know. They're not out there. They're not out there to help you. And again, you know what? Somebody asked me, so how come there's not 600 people in your room? I don't want people in the room. What I want is someone to spend 6 months with me, maybe a year, and then take what he learns and then go be by yourself. This is an isolated individual achievement award kind of business. When I was a real trader, I didn't want anybody near me. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I had my headphones on, or I was blasting music, or I had my own office with the lights dim. I had a black light on with freaking stars on my ceiling. I had the weirdest office. I didn't want anybody in there. I'm trading. This is what I'm doing. And I understand some people want the camaraderie. I love the people that think that camaraderie, like you're sitting at a desk. You think Joe down there who's getting his ass kicked wants to talk to you? You think Phil who's down there making 10 grand a day is going to give you some tidbit of information? Camaraderie? Come on, it's overrated. It's overrated. It all comes down to self-discipline, finding that trade that works, because we know that trade that works. And why didn't we kill it today? Fear. Fear and some excessive volatility. DLTR, there was no way to withstand it. Every time we put a 50-cent stop in, they went and got it. We kept losing 50 cents. And then it finally rolled over. We were frustrated. Frustration, when you're trading like an algorithm, there's no such thing as frustration. See, that's the mistake. And I know. So I try to tell people, I try to teach. It's very hard to teach that. And I lost money on DLTR short 3 times. And there was really no reason to be short. I mean, no reason I could have lost money on this trade, but I did. Because every time if I put a 50-cent stop in, it got me out 50 cents. I put an 80-cent stop in once. It got me out again. And then the third time I gave it 50 cents, got me out again. So when it started to roll over, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. But it finally broke down. The algorithm doesn't say fuck this. The algorithm says if 99.25, then short it. But I sat there going, screw this thing. I don't care. And then it dropped 3.5 points. It's always us that fail. These trades that I teach hardly ever fail. And when they do, I'm not talking about this DLTR. When you're trading $100 stock, you got to be able to withstand. But most of my stocks around these ranges and around these VWAPs, you're taking such limited risk that it's worth it. Even when you lose, you don't lose big. And if you keep taking small losses and your gains are just a little bit bigger, you come out ahead. And that's what we do. I'll see you in the room. The Warlock at hitthebid.com, or I'll be really nice, man. If you go to the room right now, go to hitthebid.com, right? Boom. Right? Go to hitthebid.com. You got to put in your real email address and your real phone number, and the password still remains till September 6th. Fake meat, all one word, lowercase. All right? I'll see you in cyberspace, and if anybody wants to challenge me, come on, we'll get some lawyers, we'll get an escrow account, we'll set up a contest, and guess what? You don't have to pay to get into the contest, like TradeNet's contest or the other guy's contest. Because I was about to join a contest, and the next thing you know, they wanted like money from me. I'm like, I just want to be in the contest. Can't I just join the contest with no money down? No, money down. But everybody wants money, except me. I'm the only one. I mean, eventually I want your money, but at least not only do I teach you how to fish, I catch the fish, I fillet that shit up for you, little garlic, little white wine, no bones. Maybe get a nice, vodka on the side, some Brussels sprouts with some pork oil on them, little asparagus maybe, breadcrumbs, oil, salt and pepper. Boom. Do the whole thing. I'll see you in a little while. Get in the room. Later.